You're ready, Coach.
Yeah, I did some good things Saturday, so it's good to get a win for sure. And some of the stuff that stood out to me that I pointed out to the players yesterday. I thought we did a really good job on both sides of the line of scrimmage, which I thought we've been needing to do. So that was a positive. I don't know if I've been involved in a game with zero penalties, so that was a positive. We didn't even have any called against us that they declined, even stuff. So that was really good. I think the 3 sacks and the 9 tackles for loss. I pointed out. I think you guys pointed out the other night too that 6 different players had scored. I thought we were really physical too, which was good to see in all 3 phases of the game, which certainly helped us. I praised. We had some guys that haven't played a lot that got a lot of snaps the other night because of injuries and stuff and guys out. So really singled out Artavilla at center, Carlos Sanders and Mark Fielder both did a really nice job at defensive tackle. Sandy Lewis and R.J. Staton felt like really filled in good, because Macy and Jordan Allen were both out, and then Dagan Daglin Cameron, excuse me, and George Dixon had to kick and punt because I joked last night at the team meeting because I didn't realize we had Ray Lewis at kicker, so they came in and did a really nice job. So there's some really good things we did. 5 for 5 TDs in the red zone, really good. So anyway, a lot of really good things. We really needed to win. So moving forward to Commerce, they're 2-7 on the year. Really interesting. I think watching them and watching them play this year, they definitely have some speed, which is going to be, which we'll have to contend with. I think they can run on both sides of the ball. They've been explosive offensively. Uh, they can run the football, but probably be a little different this week going in. I mean, they like to throw it. They have explosive guys on the outside. They've played 2 quarterbacks, but their wide receivers I think are really good. They played a tough schedule. Of course, they beat Incarnate Word, which is a big win for them. They beat Northwestern pretty soundly, and the played Lamar as close as you can play, and played Stephen F. probably closer than any of us have and stuff. So they've done some really good things this year, and watching on film last night, the Lamar game was really amazing. And if you look at it, they lost by 10 points, but they were winning by 3 or 4, and Lamar scored through a pass and scored with 10 seconds or 9 seconds left in the game, and then they kicked off and they tried lateraling around, and Lamar got it and scored. So anyway, they gave up 10 points in the last 9 seconds of the game because they were up by 3 or 4. So I thought they played Lamar really well. So if you look at them, I think they're playing good football. Obviously, we'll have to go to Commerce to play them, which will be a challenge and stuff. So, but I think the key for us is to be able to prepare and like we have and like we did last week, and bless you, and hopefully have the same performance in terms of our energy levels and everything. I thought were really good. So that's a challenge for us moving forward. Sure, we're definitely concerned about East Texas A&M and their players, no question. But the challenge for us here is to get our guys ready to play in consecutive weeks. So that's what we're trying to do. That's all I got. All right.
Jim, you or me?
I can start. The fact that you've had 3 weeks in a row with 2 good games, 1 bad game, where is the consistency at, do you think? And I know you're searching for it.
Yeah, I think it's the consistency and preparation. I think, and those are the things that we're trying to stress. And I think we talked about it last week, the week before, but it is, it's a cliche, but it is true. I mean, each game is really a season in itself. I mean, you start over every Sunday and then you work till Saturday and stuff. So I think going through that process and being good at that process, and I think for us, I was use the thing I know that Coach Saban used a lot, but being at your best when your best is required. And I think that some of these games that have been tit for tat on the road, we haven't been at our best, and our best has been required, and we haven't been that way. So I think in preparing to do that is the challenge for us, and to go on the road and play against a good football team that's certainly very capable. And we need to be at our best, and because our best is going to be required to win. And so trying to capture that, if that makes sense.
Coach, in your business, there's a phrase that you've heard a lot, learning how to win games.
Hmm.
What does it mean to you? How does Matt Viator explain learning how to win games?
I think to me, I mean, I guess I'm old school enough to believe in preparation. I think that's the key in preparation and practice, and dotting the i's, crossing the t's, and doing all those types of things. And so I think that's where it all starts. And then I think having that confidence, to get out on the field and really believing in what you're doing and in yourself, and having 22 guys or more than that, actually, all on that same thought process, I think. And look, that's just that's something we've been working on. And if I had the exact formula for it, I mean, I would have already used it. But I think it's been a work in progress for us. And I think our young men have played hard, and they certainly want to do all the right things. I just think it's being consistent in how you prepare, and all that type of stuff. And I was alluding to, and being at your best when your best is required, and that's what we're still working towards.
What did you like from Philip Bradford in this past game, just to see him have a game like that with the growth he's had this year?
I think he's had a really good year, solid year. We started to move him around in the last. I think the first game we did, it was Utah State. I think we started to move him inside on passing downs and try to move him around, because he and Macy Lewis play the same position. And when you watch, I mean, that's two of the most productive guys we have on the field. Of course, this last week Macy was out, and so he got the start and was the main guy. But I think he's been consistent all year. Uh, he's real physical at the point of attack, and his tackles for loss and his sacks the other night. But he's really played pretty good when you look at it, and he's graded well every week. And we just had to figure out a way. And again, I mean, going into the season, I shouldn't say we don't know that, but I mean, in a position like that, you end up with two guys that are your most productive, two of your more productive players, and they're both playing the same position. And then, oops, we got to start trying to move those guys around. But it just so happened this week with Macy out, he's the only guy. I'll say the only guy. He's the main guy at that position, and of course his production showed.
His ability to play inside and outside, do you lose much? Have you seen much difference for his production in that way?
No, not really. I think it's all in matchups, and getting the right matchups and stuff. But with we think not Macy coming back this week, then you'll see some more of that, and stuff, and moving him around and trying to get him in different positions.
Could you move Macy in too, or are they interchangeable much? Or
Macy could. We've played Macy some as the boundary side end, but as far as going inside, Macy's done a little bit of that on pass. Whatever, we'll probably use Phil inside, because Phil's, I don't know, 30, probably 30, 35, 40 pounds heavier than Macy. So
the ability to have production from all three running backs plus your quarterback, or really the running backs, what differences do they give you? Does each one give you? Does it give you enough of a difference to where you're not going to use one guy consistently? Or
I think so. I think that of course, TC is the biggest and running, but it has proven he can run outside. Bryce is more of a home run type guy and stuff. Is the fastest, I guess. Uh, and then Kobe's kind of a combination of both. I think Kobe's a guy that consistently runs it where it's supposed to be run. Fits it right. Does all those types of things. So I think they all three bring something different. It was good the other night that we were able to sustain some drives and get them all in early, unlike the Nichols game when you only run 8 plays in the first quarter and 19 in the first half. It's kind of hard to get people involved in the game. But it was good the other night that we were able to run the football and sustain some drives, that we were able to get them in because that's the key. If you're going to play multiple guys, you can't wait to the second half. The first time a running back gets the ball, you'd like to get them in the flow and get them moving, and then by halftime, okay, who's the hottest? Who's the next guy? And then the third guy becomes an emergency guy. But it just so happened the other night in the first half, all three of them were productive and had their moments and stuff. And I thought Coach Reese used them pretty good, kept them fresh, and kept them running good. So man, that would be great if we could continue to do that with all three guys.
The the short passing in the backfield kind of opened things up a little bit. Can that open up things downfield eventually? Is that kind
Sure.
of the next phase?
It hopefully it can. We just didn't really need that the other night, and kind of got to a point, especially once we started the second half. We felt like that they were having trouble moving the football. So we certainly not going to say don't want to use the word conservative, but we certainly wanted to make sure that when they did get the ball back, they had to drive the field. We didn't want to give them a short field or anything because we felt like we had settled in. We're playing pretty good defense.
Coach, 300-yard rushing games are rare, obviously.
Mhm.
Can 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 you win the rest of these games with Strong in that 12 for 18, 13 for 20, 170, 121 yards in that range? Can you win games like that and
It
still
just
you may not get 300 yards on the ground?
just depends on the game, and I think each game is different in itself. And if you were at that game the other night, we were doing basically what we needed to do, and the run game was working, and I thought we were playing really good defense, and especially when we scored a couple of times, and I think we're up 3 or 4 touchdowns in the second half. We felt like they were going to have trouble moving the football against us and stuff. So, the key is for us to keep moving the football, try to keep their offense off the field. But when they do get the ball, kick them deep. I mean, make them drive. And because if you don't give them anything cheap or anything that can get them back in the game, we felt like we were in control of the football game. But most weeks that's not the case. So to answer your question, I would love to be able to do that every week, but we know that's not realistic.
We haven't seen the ceiling for Strong, have we?
Uh,
For this year, anyway.
no, I hope not. No, I don't think so. But we'll see. Like I said, each game presents itself differently. You go in with a game plan. Obviously, you think, hey, use your best estimates based off of what they've done and how they've defended people, what they're going to do to you, and go back and look at yourself and what are you doing, and and try to guess a little bit what they're going to do, and then you get in the game, and if it's not that, then you have to adjust. So I think each game is different, in itself. You have a game plan, but you got to be able to adjust, and because the one thing you never know, and not you're just not going to figure it out. I've been doing this a long time. Is what the other team sees in you. That's the and that's what keeps me up late at night. Trying to like, when we don't know now, what do they see, and stuff. And all right, so they see us this way, and they're going to try to defend us this way because this is. But you're not sure. I mean, it's at the end of the day, or maybe they match up great against us here, but they don't match up good against. Well, that's who knows if that's what they think. So you kind of go through those things in your mind, these scenarios in your mind. I do. From especially all the years that I was the offensive coordinator. Also, I mean that's what kept me up late at night trying to figure out not only what we have to do, but what do they think we're gonna. What do they think when they see us? And interesting, because I know being in Lafayette and kind of being a little bit. I mean, I was a part of it every day, but that's what I used to always try to, you know, wow, now I'm on this end. I wonder what people were thinking, when they saw this, us doing some stuff, and but that's what makes it interesting.
Have you thought about moving your kicker to safety or linebacker?
It's unbelievable, wasn't it? I mean, when it happened live the other night, but when you watch it on tape, I mean, it's incredible. And it's not only incredible that he did it, but I mean, he accelerates 3 or 4 yards. I mean, before like
Did you have to ask him about? Did you have to talk to him about targeting and that, or?
I didn't actually. I just made the comment yesterday in the team meeting that I didn't realize Ray Lewis was a kicker. You know what I mean? But it's a big time hit now. I'm talking about. But what got me, and we were talking about it staff yesterday, and is I mean, you can. It's worth watching. It's on Twitter and stuff. But I mean, if you slow it down and watch it, watch him accelerate 3 to 5 yards before the returner when he realized he was going to make the tackle. And I tell you what, that's hard to teach. I mean, he runs right through him. I mean, but accelerates. And I was joking. Well, this is a blast. I mean, Tom, Mr. Bruce, Rick, I remember this, but I always thought that the best guy I ever saw that could do that was Hadley Prince. You know, he could uncall in a phone booth. I mean, he could like accelerate at that hit. I mean, and and it stunned me yesterday morning when I watched it. I mean, everything happens in the game, and I'm on the sideline, and what happened? You know, and hit, and kind of saw it up there. But when you slow it down and kind of, it's impressive. I mean, how he accelerates through the tackle. I mean, he sees it and see. I mean, and it's like wow. No, when I said that yesterday, he just laughed in the team meeting. So.
We need him to run the tackle drill. Huh?
Well, the joke was earlier this year, one of our other better tackles was Pearson. You remember when the snapper, and he went down and stuff. So the next Tuesday when we had tackle drills, he ran down there and got in KE's tackle drill, and was like a part of going, and kind of, that. So I don't know. Maybe Fab will do that too this week. I don't know.
I know you joke about it, but it did fire people up.
It did fire people
like
up.
It gave you an edge.
It did fire people up. The idea is that you have the two contained guys, and you have the kicker, and their job is to vice the ball. Once it gets out, you have so the kicker becomes the point man of the contain. So, do we want him at the 27? No. You know what I'm saying? He got in there a little too, so he might need to be a little bit further back. And you can see our Safirs coming. I mean, you can see our other two guys coming and vicing and the ball or whatever. But no, but I haven't talked to him personally. No. So, but he was smiling, and I didn't go in there during the special teams portion of it yesterday. But I imagine they had a good time with it yesterday. The team did.
One more. You were able to get a couple of young guys in for the first time. When you see out of them,
saw some good things. We're going to play Kenyatta Fleet. We played him for the first time, and so he's going to go the last 4 games. Of course, we've been playing the other 3 freshmen all year. We're going to use Marquez Davis this week. He'll be on some special teams, and we'll have him ready. I have held him out. Matter of fact, I went over and told him on the sideline the other day whenever we were starting to play, guys, you're not going in. And he's a great kid. And I told him why. I said, you're not going in because we have 3 games left, and the nature of running backs, I mean, we can have an ankle or this or that. And if we need him to play, I think he can play right now at running back. I think he's really talented stuff. So he's definitely making the trip and going to be ready. Ikenna, I think, is going to be ready. We were thinking about him last week, and he actually missed Tuesday and Wednesday. He was sick and was running fever and all that. So he had to miss Tuesday, Wednesday practice. So that took him out basically of the game. He did get in the game a few plays at the end of the game, but I'm talking about special teams and all that. We're not putting him in there. So we do have some guys. Jacoby Berry played some snap last week at defensive tackle. So that was his first action. And, he's going to we'll probably travel him depending on, with Ken and Landry. And, we still got some guys that it's Monday. I don't know about Macy Lewis. I will say this. I was told he's coming back. So, because the cast and whatever. But really everybody else, I don't know. Sam Lou's got an ankle. We'll have to find out. Ken and Landry, I don't know. So anyway, we'll see. But I was told, unless it changes, I was told last week that Macy would get casted up Tuesday stuff. So